You know me. You know metal. You know ACR. But
I
who you
hope you
don't
do.
know.
Maybe you don't. I mean,
You might not. You might not know ACR,
you may. Yeah,
but
it's all right. I mean,
you
I
should.
would. I wouldn't blame you for not admitting that you know me. Like that. That would probably be in your best interest. Like, questionable character there. I don't know. I
More
don't know.
people probably know John E. Depth than ACR.
Sadly, a lot of ladies know John. He's
He's
yeah.
quite the fella.
He's
But the gentleman joining us here this evening is a very close friend of mine, my extended family, Mr. Covert Breakout himself, Josiah. Welcome, brother.
good evening, sir.
Thank you guys for having me on. It's an honor to be here.
Been wanting
We
to
have
have you on here, and I also want to have you on the podcast too. But he's already been on the podcast with the Warrior Collective
hmm
and on the Man podcast already. So you can check him out there too, and his channel here, Covert Breakout, which I'm going to post a link for in the chat.
awesome. Speaking of the chat, our first one, Gen X Gemini. Good evening,
Good
sir.
evening.
Great short that you put out today, by the
Loved
way.
it. Loved it.
I've probably watched it 30 times.
Yes.
Like it's like I was just like random. Like I was after I was coming home from work, I'd stop by Walmart, get some stuff, and I was just sitting in the car and I played it again. I was like, yeah, I fucking needed that. That's great.
Yeah. When he sent me the link and I was like, oh boy.
Yeah.
And then I was like, I opened up the link and I look and I'm like, oh shit, it's one of his shorts. And I'm like, okay, let me get to a point where I can watch it. And I did, and I'm like, I just started busting out laughing, and my coworker looks at me, he's like, you all right? And I'm like, dude, this is fucking hilarious. And I show him.
Yes.
Bad Dream, welcome, brother.
Bad Dream.
Oh
Good
my
evening.
gosh, Covert Breakout is in the chat.
Oh, Pat Riot. Good evening. Welcome. I'm multitasking for just a moment here.
Multitasking while you're multitasking.
Yeah.
Oh boy, everyone's pouring in now.
Yeah, that's how we roll. Yeah, that's how it goes. It's sorry, trying to Robert Ham.
Some administrative stuff here real quick.
Grit and Grace.
Pat, Grit and Grace, howdy neighbor.
TD Knives. Randall's Little Adventures.
Good to see you, Sir Bobbert Hamathy.
Mainly off
Did I
grid.
see you somewhere sooner?
I hear Mainly was talking mad shit about me earlier.
When doesn't Mainly talk mad shit about
That's right. He's already told me to
When
suck
don't you talk mad shit about Mainly?
Like,
It's like I need to get you guys Thunder Buddy shirts or like Get Along shirts or something.
right. Had that little arrow, does not play well with others, and it pointed at
I'm with stupid.
I'm with stupid. Oh gosh. Well, so Mainly can slow his roll. I know if he's not drinking a seltzer, he's sitting on one, and so we just so he doesn't punk me out. Same with TD. We've got a Boulevard out of Kansas City, Missouri. Fantastic. This is the Wood Baron barrel aged ale, coming in at 8.2. Or barrel fresh. That's what they're calling it. Barrel fresh. This is a very good looking beer. Look at that. I got my tall glass. I'm not throwing the ball for Stell, so it's safe. I won't be knocking it over, having any party fouls tonight.
Suit. Welcome.
Oh yeah, we got Savage. Savage made it in.
Savage, welcome, brother.
Oh yep, Guppy. Yeah, I think I saw Guppy last night too.
Just posted Covert Breakout's link in the chat for you guys. Yes. Josiah is a very good friend of mine. We go way back a few years. and we talk a lot.
Mhm.
He looked
I
like
have
you.
to-
Discussing things.
I have to comment on Pat Wright's comment.
Yeah.
That is sir, you have won the internet today. Thank you.
Yeah. That's I about choked on my beer reading that. That's
It's
classic.
actually Josiah Robertson. He's the other son.
Yeah. That's why
I'm
they
the
got
great value brand of Duck Dynasty.
You got great value Jason Statham, and you have
Yeah.
great value Duck Dynasty.
and great value Chaz Bono. And that it's so I mean it's all look at that. Like that's awesome.
Walmart's got a monopoly on Volume 16.
Right. They do. They should be paying us.
For real.
They should
Use
be
some of that
paying us.
Walton money. Well, this evening I have my typical apple juice, and I broke out another Yenling, the Stars and Stripes edition for the veterans there.
Is that just around the 4th that they do that, or is it year round?
They do that in the summertime.
Okay.
They always have like the RWB cans. They throw those out a few times a year.
Mm-hmm.
But they do the Stars and Stripes one in the summer mostly.
Gotcha. I don't know if y'all
tonight.
Oh, go ahead,
tonight,
please.
I'm
Yeah.
just doing a backyard special. It's kind of my go-to. I was telling these guys earlier, I opened up my fridge and I thought I had more in there as far as craft beers, but somehow those all left. I don't know where they went. So this was the only thing in there. I'm sorry.
What you guys don't know is Josiah is actually a magician. He can turn beer into pee in a matter of minutes.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's quite the talent right there. That's
Mhm.
watch what glass you pick up when you're hanging around them. That's all I'm saying. Like that's something. No, I forgot what I was getting ready to say. Someone in the chat had me laughing.
With your
Dollar Tree Duck Dynasty.
Dollar
That was
Tree
pretty
Duck
good.
Dynasty. Mhm.
The I should be sorry. I'm never sorry.
Mhm.
Shit. Yeah.
That guy.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for all these folks in the chat. I think they were hanging out with me last night on that impromptu. We call that the multi-live because we did it on the phone for a long time. Then it died, and then we did it on the computer, and then I had some technical difficulties, and then I did it a third time, and so somehow Gen X still fucking won and got like 3 or 4 hours out of me when it was only supposed to be like an hour.
Like, I'm there with you for like your first beer, your first pour. You're like, okay, well, should I do another? And peer pressure.
Mhm.
You did another. Then the Lead Slingers came out. And then another. And I'm like, all right, dude, well, I got work to do, so I got to do that work. And then I got a notification this morning that ACR Live was, I'm like, what? Again?
He just
Still?
That's right. He's still going. He's just like Johnny. It's terrible. Oh, I knew it. Somebody's asking about the vest. I literally
Probably mainly.
No, it was TD. TD asking about the vest. I'm literally I took off my sports coat. I
Twin. Welcome, Twin.
Oh, Twin. Welcome, brother. Got I took my jacket off and then came in here. I parked, grabbed beer from the garage beer fridge, came in, took the sports coat off, and yeah.
Your choice of words there was rather interesting. You said jacket off and came.
Yeah. I mean, I did have a few minutes. I'm just it is a little tacky down there. I don't know what happened. I have this ability, kind of like Josiah. What I can do is that's for my OnlyFans. My bad. Wrong channel. I don't know what.
Oh, shoot. Well, there is a rhyme and reason for us to be here with the guests this evening. Josiah we asked him about, you're going to be the guest. It's your floor, man. What do you want to talk about? And, kind of rolled around some things, and then he came up with this. So I'm going to give the floor to Josiah right now, and we're just going to be jumping in every little bit and round robin commentary between the guys here.
Well, gentlemen, thanks again for having me, and it's an honor to meet everyone in our chat here. I'll definitely scroll back and sub to some of you guys. I've heard great things from previous lives, so really excited to see what all of you are talking about. So I was talking with Metal a little bit this past week, and obviously leading into this week, about not just this live, but kind of where we are at as prepared citizens and all of that this channel is about, and so many other channels. And we've been having many different conversations, pretty much not even daily, I'd say hourly, so much so that my wife is like, man, you talk to Metal way more than you do me. And that's, I don't know if yours is like that, but.
No, she's like, is it Josh, Andrew, or Josiah?
Yeah. So I'll start it off with a story. I was kind of taken back with a few things that happened to me personally. I think it was 2 weeks ago. And I was talking with a few different friends about prepping. And they were talking to a small group of friends. And when it came down to their interests, they were really into gardening and prepping and obviously getting ready for things that may potentially come, more than likely come, statistically probable to come. But then once the conversation started swinging around towards every day carrying a pistol or owning night vision or something like that, they were just kind of almost appalled. They were like, why do you need that? Why does anybody need to have night vision? But here they are, completely like balls deep in the idea of having a garden, having 6 months worth of food, having some medical, but just those extra little steps, they just were completely off the rails and just not on board with it at all. It was too much for them. So that kind of led me to, I don't know why, that just hit me really hard, because I mean, if you look at my channel, I don't have much. And I will say that is on me. I have been really busy these past few years. So I just got married 2 years ago. So I'm starting that stage in my life.
He beats me in the busy department.
I'm also self-employed, and I have about four different operations or arms with that self-employment. And I am not in my 30s yet. This is my last year in my 30s. So it's kind of a big undertaking to do all of that, circle around, trying to make ends meet and make all of that work. So to my followers, I opened it up the other day. I honestly didn't think anyone would look at the content I have up, and there's, I think, 140 of you. So thank you guys, and anyone who even drops a like on what I have, thank you. But you can see that I'm, even with what little bit I've posted, there's definitely, you can tell where I'm coming from with that video. And back to what I was saying, it just really caught me off guard, and I just didn't know how to approach even responding to that conversation. So it led me to kind of do an inward recap, or a sit rep, if you will. And it just so happened that that's kind of the topic that we're talking about tonight. So the title, Calling All Minutemen, Current SOP to Have a Covert Culture Change. You can kind of get where I'm coming at with just that title. I'm just going to read through these notes, and then we'll break out into different conversations. We'll be looking at our chat here and just kind of going along here. But I really want to convey this message to try to change some problems I'm seeing with the preparedness community.
Right, and also help those shift your paradigm a bit.
And I just wanted to say, a great choice of words, Josiah, with changing culture, because that is a key thing right there. It sounds like it's not just changing one or two things; it's changing a culture, and that's sometimes the root cause of a problem. And I literally see it every day in my line of work. It's one of those I got to deal with folks, and it's like, okay, like we can address the problem right now with a couple of us, but until we change the culture, everyone's they're gonna revert back to their same stupid shit. And so you've got to, you really have to change the culture. And so great choice of words and great push on the movement there. Yeah.
Going right along with that, everyone in our chat, you two, I ask you this: what is the current state of the prepared citizenry in this country? And I'm obviously talking to us, but in your states, I know we're from Central Pennsylvania. Metal and I, ACR is Texas, and there's a lot of people here just in all of our different states. We can extend that to the whole country, but doing that, I feel like there's some broken mindsets, and I'm just going to point blank call them out. One of them, I would say, is a fragmented section or sections of the prepared citizenry as far as political views and personal missions. Let me unpack that a little bit. This past election cycle and the one prior to that, I think really changed a lot of people's perspectives and kind of made people realize how broken, how
fragile
everything is. I mean, just look back 5 years ago from the current date, everything we went through with that and how crazy things became and things we would have never thought of. I mean, but yeah, we all just blindly fell for that and completely turned a blind eye to it. But then on the other side of that, you have many different opinions, even within this same community that we're speaking to here on YouTube. There's many different perspectives. You have people that are completely black-pilled. You have people that are still trying to be red-pilled and not fully woken up to what's going on. So whenever you're having a conversation, it's almost like you're talking past some people. Even though you agree on the same things about the Constitution, liberties, the preservation of life and liberty and justice for all, but yet you throw out one political topic and they've completely lost you. So we're all fragmented with our mission and political views. Anything you guys want to comment on that before moving on?
Metal, please go first.
Okay. In regards to the fragmentation, Josiah and I know a lot of people in our area that do the things. There's the Minuteman side of things. There's the preparedness side of things. There's the Orange Man going to fix everything. There's the ones that do prepare and do train, but they still think the Orange Man's going to fix everything, or whoever you put in office is going to fix things. It always comes back to that. Voting harder. We get one. There's always a push to keep us going in a direction, whether it's right or left, to keep each side going in a direction. We talked on ACR's live the other night about movies. Waterworld. Going to use that for an example. He says about, hey, we found this map and so on and so forth, and it takes us to land and so on and so forth, and everybody gets all excited and they just start rowing in the water. And they're like, they don't even know where they're going. And he says, doesn't matter. They'll row for 2 weeks before they figure it out. That's where we're at.
Uh-huh.
We're in that phase of rowing those 2 weeks. And the fragmentations, one person in particular, we know, if they could just shift, like I said, shift that paradigm just that little bit, they would see things a whole lot different. They would understand, maybe I need to do this. Maybe I need to do that. If the house is on fire, I'm not making a sandwich. Andrew?
Yeah. No, so I think you're right. I think sometimes we all tiptoe around different subjects, and you kind of started it with the opening. Like, it wasn't even political. You just, like everyone's, they're into prepping, but then they don't They can't get behind the concept of having a gun to protect the stuff that they have, right? I think again, kind of circling back to the culture, and then finding the common ground. That's like a big factor. I mean, I have plenty of friends that are left, that are right. I have a lot of friends that are kind of in the gray area like me, where it's like, hey, well, somebody's getting fucked, and I think it's daddy. And like it's one of those it's maybe if we stop getting so hung up, and like you said, bent out of shape, the minute someone brings something, like be a little more open, be like, okay, like I hear what you're saying. I may not agree with that part, but how do we work around that to again accomplish whatever mission that is? Like, especially if you're talking like you're trying to create your mag or something like that, or an extended mag. You don't need to be hung up in little details like that. No, do they need to be discussed? Of course they do. Like, I mean, because it's just going to come up. But if we sit there and just bicker about dumb shit, like where are we going? We're not changing culture. It's fucking stupid. I'm sorry. That's just so. Metal, if your birthday boy nephew is listening, I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Since he brought that up,
yes, that was the good segue.
Happy birthday to my nephew Raven. We love you, dude. We are so very proud of you, and congratulations on one step closer to 30, my dude.
Oh wait, is Raven's out of diapers?
Oh, he's been out of diapers.
Oh, I literally thought it was like a little kid. All right, well.
Oh no, Raven's what we call him.
Oh, okay, well, bottoms up, Raven. Jesus.
Cool.
But yeah, to tie into that perfectly, I mean, I'm sure people in this chat, I've experienced it. Metal, I know you've experienced it. But when you get around people in this community, a lot of times you'll find someone with an ego, because this ties so much into their identity and into their politics and how they view the world. A lot of times their ego is right there lockstep with them. So then whenever you challenge them on a personal level of, hey, dude, maybe you should cut this out, or, you literally just trying to encourage them or help them, it gets them into a defensive position. They get completely butthurt. They don't even use that. They just say you're the problem. You're the one that has all of the issues. You're trying to ruin what we're doing here, and then they leave. How many times has that happened to us? But I have to say, what's their mission? Like, why are they doing this? Are they doing this just for their own self-preservation, or are they trying to do something for the common good, for all?
I think there's like a certain pride and hubris there. You know what I mean? Like, this is what I think. If you tell me something different, then you're wrong, because this is the way I do it, and the way I do it is right. Doesn't matter if the way you're saying to do it is exactly the same way, except it'll help them like 35% more. Nope. I'm not going to use the impact. I am just going to sit here with a wrench, so to speak.
Right.
Kind of moving right into that is my second point here. There's two very unprofessional extremes of mindset that I see in our circles. One of them is a hyper-focused individual whose sole mission is to get whatever kind of gear that some SEAL operator that's on YouTube that they saw on like a 30-second video and mimic him as if this is life or death milsim.
Yeah. Or is it more like...
Totally sounds like the toddler, man. Tactical Todd.
Hey, Todd, how's it going?
It's going great, Josiah. I just got this new Geisley giggle switch, man. It's freaking awesome.
Oh, how much did that set you back?
Bro, it was like a few bills, but it's okay. I just won't pay for my truck this month.
Oh, okay. Well, how does that help you? Like, you already have 10, I think you have 10 other ARs, and now you have 11?
Well, that's like my 11th and stuff, dude. But like it's a Geisley, man.
It's a Geisley.
But what about you trying to get other stuff and having food preps? And
No, I got the guns, man. I don't have to worry about the food.
so we all know that person. And the other one is Mel, which I know he's already had an appearance here. Essentially,
Hey, Josiah, how are you this evening?
oh, this guy. I'm doing well. How are you doing tonight, Mel?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm just waiting for everybody to get on the same page to trust the plan, Josiah.
Okay. Why do you feel that this plan is how you say it is? Could there be another option?
No, because the flashing magic box tells me what to think.
So because of these two personalities, and I actually lumped in my notes here that Mel typically has the excuse of, I'm too busy. I got to go out. I work my 9 to 5. I'm too busy to come out to the range. My 1911, it fought 2 world wars. I don't need a train. It's fine. It's fine. Or they have the exact same, I don't need to go do anything because, we're in a 4-year slump. 4-year
AKA
Orange Man
the
slump.
Trump slump.
The Trump slump. I have to ask, how do these two personalities affect and influence our families and normies? The people that are kind of on the fence about this whole thing. Because you see there's two extremes. You see Tactical Todd over here who's dumping 10 grand per month into essentially what is a expensive hobby. Like when you really think about it, he's no different than someone who plays golf. They spend the same amount of money.
My brother.
But that's all they do. They just collect and it just kind of sits. And whenever you ask them to go do some night training or go out to the range, they might even come off with, well, I don't want to use that because it's not sighted in, or I don't want to get dirty, or I don't want to use it.
I had a guy in one of my courses who didn't want to use a PVS 14 he just bought because he didn't want to break it. He's saving it for when the time comes he needs it. I'm like, you need to use it now so you have like those reps in with it so you know what you're doing with it. But what if it breaks? I said, well, then you probably should have trained your natural abilities first before even buying that night vision. Just saying.
So the gear trap, as I like to say. And this, all right, so it's kind of a double-edged sword because there are a lot of good channels out there that are also very Gucci gear, but they do use it. Then you got some that are not. And the ones that really piss me off are the ones that are really that extreme where if you don't buy this particular one, you ain't going to make it. All right, don't be a fucking idiot. Okay. It is okay to go buy a Bear Creek AR, or it's okay to go get a PSA or buy an LE trade-in Glock or whatever. All right. Not everyone's made of money. I'm certainly not. I've got a family of 4, 1 income and 2 dogs. I mean, and that's, I don't have PVS 14s. I don't have them. I wish I did, but I just don't. So the bullshit pressure of saying that, that I'm gonna die if I don't have that. Well, one, and I'm not dogging anyone, but I'm not an idiot and I'm not gonna fall into that trap. Like, oh, Jesus Christ, these 3 YouTubers said it, so I better get it or I'm a piece of shit. Like, no, like you're not, you're fine. Like just get something. And it's okay that it's not the most expensive. And guess what? Like, and all the good channels, and there's a lot of them in the chat here. There's a lot of them watching. It's okay to start out with something and then evolve, right? So
I have this.
That's good. It's okay. It's okay to start out with that PSA AR. I've got 3 of them, and guess what? They're fine. Like they're perfectly fine. But you know what I really want? I really want a battle rifle. Personally, that's what I want. But I guess what I can't justify the 2,500 for it right now. Now maybe down the road, like I say, hey, you know what? I'm going to sell like 2 of these and then take the other money that I've saved to get what I want. To find a way to make it happen. But guess what? I'm not going to. If something goes south tomorrow, at least I've got something. And like you said, I haven't fallen into the trap of where I've followed some YouTuber, spent 10 grand on shit, but I don't have any food. Like, and if you think, I have all the guns, I'm going to take all their food. Well, no, you're not. It doesn't.
Did you
work
train
that
with
way.
said guns?
Oh no, I shit. I don't want to get it dirty. What? That's no.
Yes.
No.
Safe Queens.
Safe Queens. Yes.
Safe Queens. I would say the biggest argument against the Tactical Todd example, and kind of where I personally would like to encourage somebody to start thinking about, I'm kind of attacking the collector. I know guys who have multiple ARs that are built the exact same, the same red dot,
Copy and paste,
same lower, same upper, same barrel length. Functionally speaking, outside of you having a duplicate in case one goes down for some reason, like if you have a bolt lug shear off or something like that, fine, you can pick that up. Okay. But why do you have multiples of that if you're, and again, I'm not talking about stashing. I'm not talking about handing out to a battle buddy. I'm talking about you as an individual and your gear acquisition. It would be far better for you if you get the urge to say, oh, I really want this M4 clone, or I want to go a Mark 18 route. Whenever you already have a primary that you're using, maybe invest in a better chest rig or a better helmet setup, so then you can start moving towards the acquisition of night vision and thermal. Or something else no one ever really talks about, spare parts. Have 3 bolt carrier groups laying around that you can plug in and play. Put them into your ruck. Have some lower parts kits laying around instead of going out and building out a whole weather rifle.
I've said that before here, and I've also said that before on the podcast. Wait,
take another drink. It's just you just have deja vu. You're fine, man. You didn't actually say it.
And just chiming in.
Second.
TD made a good point, and I had to go back and find it. You have 11 ARs that maybe they're high dollar, maybe they're not. And then you get taken out with someone with a 1970s 30-30, right? Like, because that's the reality, right? Like, I mean, it's about who gets the drop. Okay, like, so first accurate rounds win. Like, that's the game. First accurate rounds win in pretty much any gunfight. That's how it goes. If it's in the street, who can draw first, put rounds on target first. Go all the way back to the Wild West when they did that. Guess who won? The one who could draw faster and put rounds on target. If you're sitting there doing a patrol and some dude takes you out with a fucking lever action or bolt gun or something, like, what was it for? Maybe you weren't paying attention to your AOR and you didn't realize you had someone in there waiting to stalk your ass. Good point, TD.
Just to add on to that, the part where you said about it's just about who has the first drop on someone. Think about, instead of obtaining an item for the sake of having it, and then it's like a mental checklist. Okay, I have that item. Cross that off. Now I can move on to the next one. Think about it as, how can I leverage this tool to give me a larger advantage? How can I train with it so I can meet that expectation? And how can I implement this to better myself? Those are 2 very different things. That eliminates a lot of people's urges whenever PSA has a sale and you're like, ooh, I could get this, I can afford this, I can get this, I can put this on a credit card. If you're not moving towards that mission of what is actually going to give me leverage, you're going about it wrong.
Yeah. Good point. Because I was wondering where you're going with the multiple same rifles. Because, like, as soon as you started saying that, I was like, well, like, if I've got a family of 4, if I want all of us to have the same platform, that makes sense, right? So if I go down, someone can pick up mine, and it's the same thing. But at the same time, like you said, having different platforms in it, I think again, in your mag, in your family, however that looks, everyone has a different role. And guess what that also means? Everyone has a different weapon system. Okay, because guess what? Like, if I have a mag of all door breachers, that's fucking stupid. Okay, like that's what all these door breachers, not one Overwatch, not one.
Not one
like,
door to be found.
Right? Yeah. What about flanks? Fuck flanks. We're just going straight in. You're an idiot. Don't do that. Have multi-mission rifles and multi-mission people is what you need to have.
100%. If you have a large family with 8 different people in your house, like what I know some people do, it might benefit you to have a few PSA bare bones freedom rifles laying around. If everything you have is a 16-inch red dot platform, maybe you went about this wrong. Maybe I'm suggesting you offload those, especially if you have more than 3, because at 2, I can kind of understand because accidents and things do happen. It's nice to have a backup, especially if you take your platforms outside of your house and implement them, for training and stuff like that. And then obviously for the intended purpose of it, it's nice to have a backup just in case parts become unavailable, everything that happened in previous years. Understand that. If you have 6 pistols and no holsters for any of them, but oh man, you're so happy to have that one, and they're all different calibers. You're a collector. You're a collector.
So you said Baskin Robbins. I saw a fucking EV Hummer today that had a license plate that said 31 flavors. I'm like, I hope to God you work for Baskin Robbins or you're an idiot. Like, that's like the shittiest license plate ever. Real quick, just a quick interjection because I think it's important to recognize the people in our chat. We got Sister Krista. We got Jacob 2A. We've got Lawfully. We've got TMT. Who did I miss? Justin, Shotgunner, Mama Bear, Twin. Did I catch everybody?
I think you did.
It's all the regulars. I caught the other ones earlier
in the chat.
Oh, Gully. Is it what is it? Gully? Glipsy? Early. Hold on. Let me go up.
It's
they were in
way
early.
back there. Yeah.
Yeah.
But while you're doing that, I do have a friend that has multiples of one rifle. He has 4 of the same rifle. He got a screaming deal. He bought 4, outfitted them identical. One belongs to him, one belongs to his wife, one belongs to his son, and one is what he keeps in his truck. That's the only 4 rifles of the Minuteman nature he has. He has shotguns, he has, his carry pistol, he's got some old cool revolvers and stuff like that. He has his element of collecting and bolt actions and pumps and so on. And he does a lot of hunting. He goes out west and does hunts every couple years. But he has 4 of the same exact AR with the same type of optic, the same light, same stock, same sling, because it all worked. Everybody was comfortable with it. That's what they chose. That's what they went with. He has I guess it's a Pelican case or Apache case. That's it. From Harbor Freight, that he has extra parts for each one of those 4 ARs. He is an exception to that rule because he's actually doing it with purpose. But you got the guy that has one in this flavor and one in that flavor and one in this flavor, and this one has a little bit shorter barrel. This one has a longer barrel. This one, and it's redundancy of the same thing. It's not going to really do you much good. I personally have 3 go-to rifle. Well, technically 4 if you count the SKS. Different flavor, different reason I have it. But I have them for 3 specific different roles. Because I do 3 specific different roles in my boy band.
And you can justify it. That's the other thing. That's the biggest thing. I think what Josiah is getting at here is if I tell Josiah I've got all these things and he's sitting there going, well, why? And I'm like, okay,
because
then
me.
Cool. Yeah. Well, not just copycat, being able to justify it. But Again, I like to circle back. I call it the Letterman. Let's go to the beginning. Maybe you should be open to some information or concepts from somebody else, some constructive criticism, because like everyone's so fucking sensitive. Like if he would have said that, fuck Josiah, that I'm not doing. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I need to do a little self-reflection and say, well, why do I have all that? Like why do I have that? Maybe I can make a change to make things better. Maybe he is trying to change culture. He's over here with me, but he might be over there for you. I don't know. Anyhow,
he's on your right. I'm on your left.
Yeah,
in the middle.
I can see it, right? I'm just saying if it. No, I'm
it's actually showing up correct tonight on the chat.
Okay, I'm kidding. I'm fucking with you.
I'm shocked. I'm actually shocked.
Yeah,
showing up correct tonight.
Mainly was all concerned because we were making a Johnny Depp sandwich earlier. Oh yeah, that's
put the meat in the middle.
The big old piece of meat in the middle. Yeah, baby.
Real quick, just to add on to it,
there's nothing quick with John.
More time. I don't want to take up too much more time on this topic, but for that individual medal that you said that had 4 rifles set up exactly the same for his family, good on him. That's a purpose-built platform. He's outfitting his family just as a armorer would outfit an law enforcement branch or a military. Good on him. What if he looks at the individual characteristics of his family? Maybe his son, Bobby, has astigmatism and his red dot is not serving him to the best level. What if putting an LPVO on that's going to be better? What if his wife is, or a prism, slap an ACOG on it? That way he's able to get a little bit more distance and he still has a light, very nimble platform and he has a little bit more reach. What if his wife isn't able to run and gun and do all the CQB stuff? She already has a pistol and everything like that, but she could be Overwatch. What if you give her an 18-inch barrel and put a 2-10 on that? Now you have the same fundamentals, same lower and everything like that, same familiarity, but now she's able to smack 600.
Yeah.
Just a thought.
And there you go thinking again, and we can't have that. I know that everyone heard that. My neighbor heard that one. Shit, that's gonna leave a mark.
Dude, you might need some of this for your face.
That's I've done that at work before, and people are like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" I was like, "You got to wake up. Sometimes you got to wake up."
Yep.
Anything else you want to add to that before we move on?
I just want to hear Magamel's voice again, so I can fucking hang myself.
Why do you want to hear me again, Andrew? I thought we was buddies.
Oh, God. Like I said in my live last night, you're not going to know if I fucking hate you. You'll never know.
Never know.
You'll never know.
Here's a big one that I see. Are we individuals in the prepared citizen community, in our current culture, with how we act and talk, are we approachable to the normies that live in our community? Or are we viewed as that guy, that crazy guy who probably could have passed as a crazy individual who's probably going to go off the rails at some point? I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, a lot of times our community has a really large amount of pissed off attitudes. And for good reason. I'm not saying anybody's at fault here, because when you take the red pill, sometimes that kind of turns to a black pill. And then you just kind of keep prepping and prepping and prepping. And that's like, hats off to you. You're awake. Welcome. Here's a beer. Sit down. We'll talk. Let's get a plan together. But you realize that it's going to take more than just you and me. We're going to have to bring other people in on future plans.
Yeah.
What about the person you work with who's a really good welder or is a really good person who likes to tinker with cars and can listen to an engine and get anything to run? wouldn't he be a good person to have in our tribe? He's a little bit more centrist or a little bit left leaning, but because of your attitude, you might not be able to connect with him. Maybe he thinks you're a nut job. What does that say about all of us? Because whenever we see the I'm a pissed off American, tattered American flag shirt walking around, it's like, brother, I think you could change your tone a little bit.
I think you're spot on. Because I think a lot of us we're kind of over it with people, right? Like in general, like all of us are. Like that's why we're homebodies or live out in the country or whatever. But you're right. It's one of those, if we are truly trying to help our community in some capacity, because really I know that's why I started my channel. I did it. I figure I had some knowledge. If I can help somebody in some way, let's see what we can do. And you should be open. Now, it's a double-edged sword, right? Just it's a relationship, and sometimes you get burned, right? Relationships sometimes go, well, yeah. But if we're sitting there so shut off and dickhead mentality, like, yeah, if someone legit comes and says, hey, I get this vibe that the dude in the vest might be kind of like a prepper guy. Maybe I could ask him some questions. And if I'm just like, whatever, queer, like I can't shut him out like that.
Fisherman.
Like, right. Let's sit down and talk. And it's one of those, at the same time, they have to be open to it too. And it's like, hey, what are your thoughts? Where should I start? Okay, well, let's start with, have you started? And what do you think starting looks like? And let's have the back and forth. But you're right. If I'm sitting there like, fuck this guy, like, no, like, why would I waste my time? Well, you don't know that the person you're saying fuck this guy to is a damn doctor. What? Yeah. Tell me right now. Tell me right now. Please, someone say, no, fuck that. I don't want a doctor in my mag. Yes, you fucking do. Yeah, yes, you do. But you shut that person out because you're being a dick. You just assumed. And I do think a lot of us are like, I'm guilty of it. I know I am. I have resting bitch face when I'm walking through the store. Everyone's like, no, I'm not fucking talking to him. Like, he looks like an asshole. So I think that is another culture change for us. That's not a culture change on the outsiders. That's us doing better and being better humans.
And I think some of it too, I've said it before. It's better to be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in a war. Be the warrior, but cast out and be overt with the fact that you're a chill person, the person you are, that you really are. And a lot of times when you enter those conversations with people, you can find out their pain points. I know this is kind of getting into the sales kind of thing, but you'll learn what their pain points are. Hey, have you ever thought about this? Because I was into that like a year ago, and then I found this works better than that. Yeah. And just having conversation, talking to people, opening up, listen to what they have to say. And anybody who's been prepping or doing the Minuteman thing for a minute can pick up on it. Driver comes in today doing a delivery. Had 12 reels of wire for me. Dude had a hat on with a morale patch that said, "Dead pedophiles don't reoffend." And he was wearing a Zenith Firearms shirt that had the outline of the HK MP5 with the American flag. I didn't have to guess.
Mm-hmm.
Did not have to guess. It was right there for me to see, okay, he's one of us. And he was. But there are those people that aren't wearing that type of hat with that type of shirt that you could have conversation with, like ACR said. He could be a doctor. He could be an amazing mechanic. He could be a plumber. His wife could be a baker. I mean, you don't sell yourself short for talking to somebody and learning. You never know.
I will take it a step further. Say if you know for a fact this family didn't vote or think about politics in a certain way that you do. But they have a very valuable skill set that is needed for your local tribe. How do you approach that individual? Some might say, "Wow, it's not worth it. They don't think the way I do." Or worse, Magamel comes in. "Oh, but guys, they might try to indoctrinate my kids or take my rice and beans."
They're
Fair
gonna steal
point.
my Lucky Charms, Josiah.
Fair point. But again, when things get bad enough that the entire population responds to it, do you look back at history? Do you realistically not think that some people are probably going to have their red pill moment right then and there and be like, "Oh, all of those guys wearing American flags and wearing camo everywhere, maybe I should have listened to them." Then what if they bring a trade or a skill set and they're all in right there? They might be starting from ground zero, but they have a skill set. They might be a doctor, kind of like what ACR said. Is the attitude still going to be, "Nah, I remember back when you voted for someone I didn't like. Get out of here."
Well, he's a doctor. He's just been pushing the narrative and he's doing all this and all that. He's part of the, but he might not be.
Right.
He probably just probably just didn't have that red pill in a way that you could form it. Maybe if you show him, but do it in an approachable manner, have conversations with him, let him see what you've been seeing. Because if you're to this point to where you're understanding where we're coming from, you've probably been seeing the same things that we've been seeing. Show others, but you have to be approachable. That's my point.
And always do it from a place of compassion. Do it with honest intentions. Do it with truth. Do it with, like I said, like compassion. You have to be like genuine. You can't just be like, "Dude, da, da, da," and be tactical Todd. And you can't be bang a ball. You have to be you.
Yep.
There's a fine line between being tolerant of someone taking advantage of you, or, as Robert said in our chat, indoctrination. There's a fine line of being like tolerant and just saying, "Okay, well, it is what it is," and being, "No, I don't agree with that. May I show you what I think and feel?" And if they don't agree with it, that's fine. You don't necessarily need to keep trying to press that issue, but at least give them that chance to see, because they can bring you value.
Agreed.
Lastly, we've already been talking about it, but here we go. I understand not everyone in this chat and in our community may be faith-based. I'm accepting of that. That's totally okay. Me personally, I do come from that background. So whenever I say this, I'm not trying to push it onto you. I'm just saying, based on how I feel, this is what I've observed to be true. And kind of like what ACR said earlier, if this offends you when I'm literally not trying to push you with anything, I don't say, buddy. Yeah, put that.
Get your butt cheeks tight! Get them tight today!
On that note, do we as individuals truly believe what Christ says about us as individuals, as souls, as his children, and what the Constitution means for us? Have we even read the entire Constitution? Like we always say, Second Amendment, First Amendment, this, that, yada, yada, yada. I plead the Fifth. But have we read all of it? Do we truly understand and believe what that means? If so, do we realize that these are rights that the government doesn't grant us? The government is separate from the Constitution. These are inalienable rights because we are humans. Again, going back into my faith conversation, I would say because God gives us that same freedom and grace, this is just a piece of paper that acknowledges what he gives us. A little sermon there. But all that to say is, if we truly believe that, do our actions show it? If we say we believe in the Constitution, are we believing, yeah, Second Amendment all the way, except for suppressors, except for full auto?
Except
Why
for
do you need
Velcro.
that? Why do you need that? That's too far. That's too far. Why?
I don't need a full auto to take down a deer there, Josiah. I just use my Alt 6.
The tactical Todd shows up. Oh yeah, I'd really like to have a belt-fed man. Add that to my collection. I don't care anything about the politics or who's right or how I get it. It could be $20,000. I'll sell my kidney for that one.
I already sold that one, so I gotta go to my left testy.
Oh, you got me there. But yeah, do our actions show it? Does what we say to others, does that show it?
All I can say is we got a whole lot of Christians that don't act very fucking Christianly. That is one of my my biggest things. Like, so for example, and I appreciate you bringing in the faith aspect there, because there is a mixed bag of folks, and what one person believes, hey, it may not be the same as you, but you'd like to think that it's a different path going that eventually is going to go to the same road, right? And I think a lot of the different faiths go that way. But like, I was in the Hobby Lobby the other week, not by choice. If Mainly's in here, shut the fuck up. We're looking for fabric to make shit anyhow. So it is a religious conscious store, right? They're closed on Sundays, but whatever, they have, if you're looking for religious items, you're going to find them there. But you're in this store that's their motto, and the employees there, the people in there, all acting like dickheads, like no one, like, oh, I believe in Jesus. I'm not going to fucking walk that way, whatever, and it's kind of comical. It really is. So I'm glad you bring up that point, because so many people are so one-sided. Oh yeah. What, like you're like, let's hurry up and finish up church. I got some sinning to do, like, let's really come on.
I talked in the last episode of the podcast in the very beginning. When we wake up each day, we have a choice to be good and do what's right, or basically just to be a dick or be a D-bag or whatever. Is it harder to do one than the other? Really? We have the narrow gate and we have the wide gate. Myself, I choose the narrow gate. It's a lot harder. The narrow path is a lot harder, but it pays dividends. Whereas the wide gate, anybody can enter, but guess what? You just gave up a lot. A lot. We kind of have to look at everything in our preparedness world about the same way. You may not have a mag of 10,000 strong and everybody's like a super tactical bushcraft preparedness wizard. You may have 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
But those 10 people have different skill sets that they bring to the table. And coordinated efforts go far much further, like way further than what individual efforts do. You have a doctor, you have a construction guy, you have a veterinarian, you have a whatever. Comma, keep going. That brings more to the table in that 10 than 10,000 tactical Todds or 10,000 Maga Mels or his wife Maga Missy. Quality over quantity is a good thing. The narrow gate can be a good thing. If you have a solid 4 guys with you, 5 tops, 4, you're the 5th, you're going to be able to do so much more than you will on your own. Flat out. But if you have 10 guys that everybody's like, it's like nailing Jello to a wall to get them to do anything, you're not really getting anywhere. You don't really have anything. You are the cheese, for the cheese stands alone.
Did we lose him? He's frozen.
I'm right
He's
here.
like, no, you're good, Josiah. Metal, you're a little frozen. You still there?
I'm here.
Oh, there we go. Okay. So what you just brought up something that I have not heard anyone talk about in all their little mags and everything at all. A veterinarian. I mean, it just sparked. I'm like, we got all this stuff because everyone's thinking, construction workers, gunfighters, doctors, welders, a vet. And let's take, and we were just, before this live, Josiah saying he's got like 20 cows, like 50 feet behind him there. Guess what? Like, you're going to want a vet if you've got, some problems, maybe a breached calf or something or whatever's going on. Or let's take our four-legged friends, our animals, they're family too. Like, it's one of those, and in a shit hits the fan scenario, trust me, I want my dogs. Like, they are part of the security plan, just so everyone knows, and they got to be taken care of too. So it's like a total sidebar right there, but I'm glad we brought that up because, like, no one wants to talk about like those, like someone that can sew or someone that can knit or someone that can bake. Like, that's not the cool guy stuff, so we forget about it. But guess what? Y'all got to eat, and unless you're going to run around with your fucking thing out, you go on wear some pants. I know. ACR said wearing pants, but I know
I'm not
you're going to want them
right now.
That's
I'm wearing shorts.
shorts, yeah.
It's summertime, but no, that's something I've talked about quite often too, is having medical for your animals. You want to keep the good boys and good girls taken care of. You have to have a veterinarian around to be able to help you with your animals should something happen with your chickens, your goats, your pigs, your ducks, your cows, your deer if you have a deer farm, bunnies, whatever. You want to have a vet there because you need to keep them healthy so that you can, take care of them for their lives and provide them a good life. And then they provide you with sustenance to keep you going in your life. It's called animal husbandry. That's a part of it.
Yeah. And just to make you jealous, round 2.
Oh, Black Quad, dude.
Black Quad, which is sadly just a beer and not me having sex with 4 hot black chicks at the same time. It never gets old. My mom probably thinks it gets old, but whatever. She's not here.
Just to wrap all of that up, kind of talking about our actions and if we truly believe in our founding document, do our actions show that? Are we a person that normally would be convicted of and want to change what they do based on how they see us acting? If they see, hey, Metal seems pretty handy, he seems independent, he has all of his tools in his shed, so every time his car breaks down, he has everything he needs to repair that. He saves money that way. He has a garden. He provides for his family. He has several months worth of food storage, or at least I think he does. I didn't see all of it, but I saw a good bit. And he's always handing me peaches and beans and stuff like that. And, he sometimes says he has a gun. He says he carries it everywhere. I don't believe that. But, man, he's never worried whenever he has to work out late, downtown at midnight and stuff like that. He just seems like his life is really simple. It's almost like he prepares for the worst, which frees up his brain to focus on what matters most. Maybe I should be like him. Do we do that, or are we too scared about oversharing about what we have and what we do and who we know and what we know, and we never go outside, or we think everybody is a triple letter individual who's going to drop a hammer on us so we don't go outside?
If the neighbors are going to report you, like Randall was talking about earlier. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Randall was saying earlier, has anyone seen Andrew mow his yard? Like all the fucking
Right.
neighbors are like, that
Right.
fucking guy. Like that's the most intense yard mowing ever right there. That's
And he's just,
keeps them in
and if
check.
you truly watch the video and you know Andrew, he is just hating every freaking second of that.
It was so
The
fucking hot.
look in your eyes, dude. I'm just like, dude, he is hating life for so much right now.
I mean, it's already a bitch mowing my yard. No one realizes the editing you have to do, setting up cameras and go and doing that, and then oh god, yeah, all while wearing all the shit. Yeah.
I have a story about neighbors. So next door neighbor, I've talked about them. We're very close with them. They're like adopted kids to us. She's coming home from work and she travels the same route that I travel when I come home from work. Sometimes I follow her, sometimes she follows me when we get to this one road. Well, was it? Yeah, it was Monday. She came home like normal, and I was going over to my dad's place to check stuff out and mow if I needed to. And it's been dry as a bone here, so grass hasn't grown, so I didn't have to mow. Cool, yay me! Dummy gets to come home. So I called my wife, and I'm talking to her, letting her know what's going on, catching the sit rep for the day around the house here, what's going on. And she says, Haley's calling me. Let me answer this and call you back. Okay. Here she came across like what seemed to be a motor vehicle accident down at the end of our street. Make a quick left, make a quick right, go around the curve, and then there's another road that cuts off the right there. Literally, maybe at most 3/4 of a mile from the house. She said there were two people in the front, like slumped over. She's like, "What do I do?" And my wife's like, "Are you on your way home?" She's like, "Yeah, I'm like about ready to pull in." She's like, "I'll hop in with you if you want to go back." Well, they're both medical trained professionals and so on. So I went back. My wife grabbed her IFAC and first aid kit, and they went. Got down there. There was like 5 different people around there, and so on and so forth. And people slumped over, and like nobody's like trying to get them out or do anything with them for one specific reason. They saw a needle in the guy's hand that was driving the car. Cop showed up, got him out. 3 of the 4 people that were in that vehicle got Narcaned. The driver, when he got hit, he came to and smoked a cigarette, and then they hauled his butt off to jail. The other 3 people were taken to the hospital, and I do believe that they were arrested as well. 4 people riding in a car completely missed a turn and drove off into the woods. All while... Now, we always worry about drunk drivers. Now we have to worry about people ODing while they're driving.
Yep.
So if I hadn't gone to my dad's place to do the stuff there at the old folks' home, I would have been right there. And I'm of the mindset, help someone. You know, it pulls my heartstrings and my Christianity and everything else, and I go and I help. It's just my nature. I've done it many times in my life, and I'll probably keep doing it. But the thing is there's 4 people that just OD'd. There was nothing I was going to do with my med kit or my first aid kit to do anything for them until they got that, until they got the puff of life. But the first thing they do as soon as they come to, they're smoking a cigarette and whatever. Like it was nothing. They didn't even care. Like the cops are there and they're literally not even like, oh crap, it's the cops. Caught dead to rights with needles. That's becoming a bigger thing all across our country too. And that's something
that's a whole other side conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But I said I had an interesting story that I was going to say here tonight, and that be it. 4 people driving in one vehicle OD'd while driving and drove off, missed the turn, and went into the woods. And then here's my lovely neighbor and my amazing wife trying to go and offer aid to somebody that might have had a car accident. No, they didn't have a car accident. They just OD'd.
Right. A loss of situational awareness is what we,
Yeah.
what we a severe one. Krista made a good point. You know, some driving up and down their road, fucking doing meth. Cops not doing anything because they don't want to waste their time. And then Grace made a good point. You know, hey, they get all pissed off and start swinging because we ruined their high trying to save them. You know, getting jacked up over
they
that.
were high. They didn't even know they got high. They didn't know where they were or anything.
So I'm going to throw out a different perspective here, and I want everyone, you're all right, who's throwing out these comments in the chat. I'm not going to argue any one of them because you're all right. But I just want you to think about something. If our local and borough and state leaders don't care enough to clean up that problem and do what actually needs to be done that we all kind of want to see happen, doesn't that kind of call onto us to be even more diligent to make sure that we are prepared, that we apply everything that we've talked about so we can get these chains, get these networks, get our preps, be smart about our preps, do the things, train, whether if it's raining or not, go train, talk with your family, get everybody on board for these instances. Because if they are not going to take care of it, we are going to have to deal with it.
Robert brought up something. Veterans, you can get Narcan at the VA, and they give it out. I want to point something out with that story. Once there was 3 911 calls made about that incident. 45 minutes later, after the third call went out, first responders finally showed up. That tells me we are our own first responders. That is proven beyond the shadow of a doubt. You cannot rely on somebody else to take care of things for you. You have to be able to take care of your own. But if you have people to rely on to help you in that matter, it makes it so much easier.
I mean, just going back to that conversation that we had earlier, it was over the weekend whenever that incident went down south.
The Emory shooting.
The amount of chatter that was going on, because as soon as that notification went off, our phones went off. He posted it to our news group right before I had a chance to, and him and I are both listening. It took forever, 10, 15 minutes. It seemed like forever because we're just trying to listen. I don't know about you, but I kind of try to put my mind into the shoes of the people that are there, like boots on the ground of what's going on. They were trying to organize where this officer was and his status, and they could not figure it out. It was like they had radio problems. There was so much crosstalk, and then they threw out his time of death. I'm like, if you guys, maybe, I understand there's a lot of circumstances, and I'm armchair quarterbacking this from a whole other state, but my goodness, a lot of things went wrong there. For 20 minutes to even just organize if a transport was coming to save him and what his status was.
But then they didn't even know if they were taking him to the ER or the OR. County had no idea what was going on. How do you not know what's going on? You are literally the talk. You are command central, directing people to do things. And you don't know who's doing what? Wait a minute.
No, I did. Robert threw it out there too. 1,000%, we are our own first responders, in so many ways. Whether it be a break-in, violent confrontation, a medical emergency at the house, anything. Your vehicle breaks down, your own mechanic, your own, all that stuff. That's we're there first. We're there first.
And in preparedness, whenever we're talking about, talking to these people and trying to change the culture, we do have to remember, even though all of us can be in the same boat, row in the same way, and be in total accord, you still have to remember there's two sides to the preparedness coin. And you cannot forget this, because this is very, very, thusly I say very, very important. You have the public side of preparedness for the stuff that goes on out there, and you have the private side of preparedness that takes care of you and yours, or your own individual group. You have to be prepared for the things that happen, the daily personal SHTF stuff, but you also have to be prepared for the public SHTF. So there's two sides to that coin, and don't forget that.
Exactly. Had some other folks pop in. DJ the Metalhead Mercenary, Glory, Bobby B popped in a while ago. Trying to see if I missed anybody else. I think that was it. Hey, better
DJ,
late than never.
right? DJ shared some stuff with me from the security industry. Nothing bad, like he's compromising anything, but just really? Really? Make you scratch your head and be like, that doesn't make any sense. So thankfully, he's doing what he's doing, what he said in the chat. I'll put it that way.
Yeah, I'm curious as to whether or not, because he and I had a conversation last night after my live. I bet it was a very similar topic about the industry there. But yeah.
He even got to do that after Daddy's been drinking.
I know. Oh God, I was feeling no pain last night. I was a little bit this morning, but no pain. None last night.
I didn't even hear from you until almost 10 a.m. or something. You had a rough night.
Sound like a really fun time.
I was up way earlier than that. I didn't want to be on some bullshit calls, and then mainly was asking earlier if I had to go spend time with HR today. I did. That was really the main reason I went in, because I had a meeting with HR. And then I had an appointment with a new client that I had to go do. And then after that, I said, I'm fucking going home. So all the way on the other side of Houston. That's always fun.
Yeah, definitely. Well, gentlemen, we are coming up on almost 2 hours here, hour and a half. You want me to go through the last parts here with what our mission should be and then kind of wrap it up there?
Let's do that.
So obviously we talked about a bunch of different things, more on problems that are within the Minuteman prepared citizen culture. So where do we go from here? What are some mindset things that we can change? What are some things that we can work on? How can we improve? Where do we need to be? I'll read each paragraph here and just kind of open it up to conversation and then go through our wrap up. And you saw some of my bonus points, and maybe we can open it up to the chat. If they have any questions about detailed topics, we can answer those quickly and then roll out of here. So to answer the question, what should our mission be? I think we should use this time to change the culture around us. And when I say this time, some of us have been prepping for a while, some longer than others. But use this time of uncertainty to your advantage when talking to people that aren't in this game. Especially towards people that are normies, people that think everything's fine, that the government's going to save us and whatnot. Why should we be doing that? Just as we've already talked about, we as 3 people and everyone, the 18 people in our chat, we can't be all things and know all things. There's going to be something, a trade, a skill set, something, whether if it's tax, Maybe we're not brushed up on sniping or something like that. Maybe we know nothing about breaching. Maybe we don't know anything about being a vet and taking care of animals. We just can't simply know everything with the short amount of time that we have with everything going on in our lives. Just as special forces, like whenever you get into specialized teams, they obviously have a very rigorous training leading up to that got them into that position, but then they rely on everybody's individual personalities and skill sets to then craft their mission, to then do whatever it is that they need to do, and they utilize those talents and those individuals to then get that job done. We need to be that same way as a Minuteman. We need to have our mindsets not only be well versed with our personal offensive and defensive tactics, but our trades, what it is we bring to the table, what we do in our day-to-day lives, and how that can influence other people around us. We need to build our networks and relationships with all of that in mind. If I know how to work on a car, but I don't know how to make food, I need to be talking to someone who's into gardening and canning. But what if that person's a little weird, a little fruity? What if they have certain kinds of flags in their yard or bumper stickers? What if they have a different political party than what we do? Are you going to not talk to them? Are you not going to acquire that skill set? You're bringing your family down. You're bringing your team down. You're bringing your community down.
Be an asset, not a liability.
Mm-hmm. Any thoughts on that?
Go ahead, Metal. I was reading chats here. We got a old Gen X thinking he was a bad guest. We don't have bad guests on this, just so y'all know. Like
bad
that
internet.
Bad internet. This guy makes bad choices. Like, but we don't have bad guests on here. That doesn't happen.
No, everybody in the chat and all of the guests are amazing.
So, go ahead, Metal. You go first.
Going off what DJ said in the chat, yes, in a world of dull spoons, be a multi-tool. Be an asset. Don't be a liability. I didn't say be an ass hat. I said be an asset. Bring something to the table. I know I'm not good at this, so I'm going to learn that. I have said it many times. My main weakness that I acknowledge is I can't tie knots for shit. But I have been working on that, and I'm getting much more gooder. Okay? I'm way more betterer than I was before. Do a real assessment of your own personal skills and see where you fall. Be honest. Be honest. Maybe I should start learning more about canning. Maybe I should learn more about animals. Maybe I should learn more about navigation. Maybe I should actually spend some more time at the range. Maybe I should talk to my brother because he's a contractor and maybe he can teach me some stuff about using power tools. Because I've sat on a computer my whole life and this is all I do. That's my job. That's what I do. My time off, I play video games. Okay, learn some carpentry. Learn another skill. It's about placing safeguards in your own life. When we come together, that is a huge safeguard. Because I strengthen you, you strengthen me, we strengthen we. Flat out. And that's all I have to say about that, Gen A.
No, I think this is a great closing to this. Again, kind of coming full circle. One thing I tell folks a lot of the time is, it is impossible to know everything, right? That is a task. Now, there's a lot of people that think they know everything, but I think the more valuable asset is, how do I find the answer? Maybe I don't know all the answers, but what is the route to find my answer? Maybe Maybe it's through another person, maybe it's through research or whatever. But knowing that, again, like Metal was saying, knowing your weaknesses, knowing what you're not good at. Bad Dream was saying he sucks at navigation. That's good to know. Like if Bad Dream and I are on an op and I'm like, hey, you got this? And he's leading the way and he's like, oh, by the way, I fucking have no idea where I'm at. Like, and I wasn't, that's a problem.
DJ, Robert, never give LT the map and compass. Never give LT.
I was just going to say that.
Never.
Just watched Band of Brothers not so long ago.
I'm the expert.
Yeah.
My shirt from
Man
versus Wild.
This is the shirt I got when I auditioned for the show. I did not make it to the show for Fan versus Wild, but they sent me a shirt.
Well, yeah.
I have this to remember it.
But figuring out, again, self-assessment, self-reflection, figuring out what you can do to make yourself better, learn those skills. Well, you still can. And you know what? So maybe you're never going to be great at that, at any of those skills. But at least you know it. Right. And so, and then again, being open and willing to bring folks in and gain their knowledge and not really be judgy. I think that, that's the big part of it. This has been a true circle of a conversation tonight, probably more so than any of the ones we've had. Like, it's really coming full circle with all the stuff. Like, hey, here's what we're coming around. We're making the pass. We're picking up different stuff, and we're coming back to the beginning. And how do we be better? How do we be better at whatever it is we're trying to do? And this has been an amazing night. This has been very, very eye-opening for me. Again, self-reflection here all the time. Like I'm always, trying to do that, because I know, like, anytime you're dealing with folks, you got to make sure that you're not the problem, right? And it's always hard to admit that. So, no, this was good. I enjoyed this, and I think I'm hoping everyone in the chat has enjoyed it and gained a little something from it, and kind of figured out, hey, this community is awesome, but it's not perfect. And I think everyone can admit that not only the community, but us as individuals have room for improvement. Regardless of what Tactical Todd says, we have room for improvement a little bit. So yeah, no, this was awesome.
Real quick point. Just wanted to throw out to the community here before going into my closing thoughts on the topic. I did not realize that this was a community of trade that is out there that will pretty much 100% fix of two things our community, the Prepared Citizen Minuteman community, struggles in a lot: land nav and plant identification. Talk to someone who's in the forestry service or someone who does work for the game commission, whether if they sub out for a forestry position, or sorry if there's people across the country who don't know what the game commission is, but that's in Pennsylvania, that's who takes care of fish and wildlife, essentially. It might be different for other states, game wardens, whatever, but talk to those people, not necessarily the game wardens, but the individuals who are going out and doing burn trails and clear cuts that actually will get sued a lot if they take down the wrong species of tree or plant or something like that. And they have to go through and navigate all that. And they do that by compass, paper, some of the tried and true methods that when you talk to a land nav guy from the military, they're going to speak in the same language.
Yeah. Truth. I mean, they put the surveyor's tape out there to mark the trees, but then they use their azimuth on their compass and points that they have set on the map to go take down said specific trees. I know a few of those guys.
Real quick here, just wrapping up our thoughts, and then we can kind of table this one. 2 points. Legacy. something that I've talked about. If you all in the chat go to my channel, I have a video up, and it's essentially the 10 points of what it takes to be a prepared citizen. And one of the last things I talked about was a legacy. And that's something that a lot of people don't really think about, because I feel like this community can potentially be a little bit more reactionary and only see what's in front of them right here. So if they see a really cool gun or something like that that they need to go out and buy, or if something goes down in the news cycle, it's like this focused. Let's step aside from that and go a few steps further. What are you doing with your preparedness plan that's going to set you, your family up for generations? Will you, your family, circles, and your community be able to pick up where you left off if something happened to you tomorrow? None of us are guaranteed to live another minute, but what are you doing to set your family and leave that legacy up for success and be able to pass that on? How will things change for the better because of you? A lot of people in the left circles understand this. How else do you think that a lot of these different agendas have come down through our country? The country, one of the only countries that has the liberties that we have, how is the exact opposite taking place? It's because they've started decades ago. The conversation started way before my time, way before some of y'all's times. And that's a problem that so many of us have. We can only see what's in front of us. So our culture needs to change to think generations. And along with that, that same circle in the more progressive side of things is kind of one of the only ones that really talk about love and acceptance. It might not be the correct love and acceptance, but to someone who's struggling, that's the only form they're really getting. But doesn't the Constitution pave a way for love and justice and freedom for all? So again, going back to the points I've made previously, if what we are saying is so profound and no other country has this, why are we not preaching this and screaming this from the rooftops, but in a way that people will listen and hear it and accept it? Well, they don't want to. They don't want to be self-sufficient in all of this. You're not showing them how much freedom is in that, and how just a weight is lifted from your shoulders by realizing that the system is not necessarily caring for everyone in this country. It's up to you. And if you subscribe to that thought process, you probably would say, yeah, this is really freeing for me. I want more freedom. So it comes down to that legacy. What are you doing as an individual to make sure that happens? And finally, always be ready. We fail ourselves and families and communities the moment we say, yeah, I'll just sit back, grab my beer, watch some sports ball, and I'll let the government take care of me. Whenever I need something, I'll just call. I'll pick up my little spyware device and go, hello, I need help. And someone, even if they'll be there in 45 minutes, like what we talked about, they'll be there. That's fine. That's the standard for me and my family. That's all it needs to be. I just want to watch my sports ball.
So much winning, Josiah.
You're side railing me. I'm gonna keep going. Same thing with trades, like if you can fix a plumbing issue in your house, would you rather fix it yourself in 10 minutes if you knew how to do that, or wait days, pay that bill for someone to come fix it? Maybe you do. Maybe you don't have time. Maybe priorities kind of fall that way. I'm not saying you have to go rebuild your whole house and do that yourself, but there's got to be a balance there for simple things for your preparations for your household. And you can save money by doing that. So then you can spend time with your family, go on a nice vacation, or purchase that new thing that you're looking at. And that comes down to what's up here, what you're doing to set yourself up for success, and be ready to act and help. be humble if you need help, but be ready to give help to a brother that needs it. That's all I got, gentlemen.
Metal.
I want to address one of the comments from the chat. Krista made a comment. She had said about the agenda had started long ago. It's nothing we can stop as it's biblical, but we can be prepared. And she is absolutely right. But there is something we can do. As we are pushed into compliance, we need to defy and resist that compliance, because compliance means we have accepted the terms of our surrender. We can defy, we can resist, but we have to be prepared to do so. That's where that comes in.
Can't do it without a plan.
No. Hannibal loves it when a plan comes together.
That's right.
And that goes into more than just preparations. Like that goes into our personal faith walk, right? So absolutely. I assume you're coming from a, was that Krista that said that?
Yeah. Sister Krista.
Sister Krista. Good evening. I assume you're coming from more of a faith-based background like what I'm doing, like what I have, rather. But they go hand in hand, at least in my thinking, because if you know the end, if you know how things are going to fall in the end, and on that glorious day, we will be with Christ in paradise. If that's the end, how much more profound would it be if everyone who thought that way had some teeth, had some preparations as they're living life, and they're not that tender, meek, and mild group of people that gets steamrolled every time something goes bad in society? It might slow things down. I'm just throwing that out there, and you can kind of read between those lines. But if the agenda is moving forward in a certain way to set up certain individuals in a place of power for the ultimate end, but if no one complies with it, I'm just saying, might slow it down.
Yeah. We might be getting into some of that stuff here coming up. Just saying. Just saying. Small little teaser. More so on the podcast, but a little bit here. Vanilla flavored here. Maybe a little strawberry, a little chocolate Neapolitan here. But I'll keep the spicy stuff on the podcast.
I was just going to say, I'm going to keep my response simple. And it's, I think it's time for everyone to self-reflect. I think that is my cue for everybody right there. My little tip, like, hey, let's take what's been said tonight. You know, a lot has been said. It's been fantastic. And let's digest it. Let's see what's what, and let's see how we can apply it to be better. And everyone's going to be different. What Josiah does is going to be different from me, and what Metal does is going to be different from Josiah. And what Krista does, because Krista always says I'm picking on her, is going to be different than somebody else's. I do pick on Krista because I love her; she's the best. But take a moment, sit there and think, and say, hey, if the mission is to change culture, because that's what it all comes back to. How do we do that? How do we impact that? One individual at a time. How do we do it? How do we do it? And it's going to be different for everybody, but we got to figure it out. Or all we're going to do is sit there and another analogy I always use. If you're sitting there with your 4-wheel drive truck, and you haven't put it in drive, and you're in neutral, just all you're doing is making fucking noise, and you're not going anywhere. Put it in drive, dipshit, and fucking go. Right? Like what? Just that. There we go. That's ACR's 2 cents worth. That's more like 1.5. A third. Let's be real. A third cent's worth.
Bottle cap.
Yeah.
Is there anyone in the chat that has any questions or any topics relating to what we said or anything like that? Questions at all?
It's okay. We'll wait.
As we're waiting, just want to bring up one of the tie-ins that Metal, you and I talked about. Something that directly applies, and I'm not talking about like being a vet. We already covered that. That's a really good tie-in, but that's kind of on the outside fringe of something that you can directly apply to the Minuteman conversation. Something that could really benefit you right now and your living situation, your home, is having tradesman tools, like power tools, to be able to fix a car, to be able to do basic woodworking, welding, plumbing, even technology. Do you want to go into some of the examples that we said about, like, obviously you don't want to be that person, you don't want to be that tactical Todd, showed up here with my brand new
All my
Milwaukee
Milwaukee and my Milwaukee pack out, hauling it up through the woods everywhere I go.
Yeah, we're out here doing a field op. We're about ready to do some
I'm gonna build a
recon
hide
on this
site.
position. And fire up
Set
a
up a
circular saw.
stirred site with my skill saw.
But there is something to be said about having power tools just as one thing and then potentially implementing them even into the Minuteman conversation.
Yeah, I mean, like, personally, I carry a DeWalt kit with me. We kind of talked about this the other night in Andrew's live. And I carry a DeWalt kit in my truck. A Sawzall, a drill, charger, and a flashlight. Keeping it simple. But I also have a wood splitting maul. And I have toe straps. And I have, ratchet sets and stuff like that I can go to for that kind of thing. But in the preparedness mindset, you should have ways to do things that you need to do that don't necessarily require the grid to be up or a generator. I have Amish tools, like the old hand drill kind of thing. I have one of those. I have all the old style Amish type stuff. Thankfully, I've been blessed to be able to get that kind of stuff in my life and get my hands on it. But I know how to use it in that aspect, in those ways. But whenever you're trying to go and do the things, you may not want to take those kind of tools. You may need other kinds of tools to be able to, if you have a tablet and you're running an SDR and doing signals intelligence for some reason, you're the Minuteman, okay? You may need to have some type of more beefier of a charging system for your tablet and your SDR. If you're on SIGINT, if you're running radios, you may need to have a better way to charge your radios and your batteries for your radios if you're going to be out sustained. It's not like you can just run to the truck and grab one. You're not like, oh, I'll go all the way back to the house and grab my other stuff that I left behind because I was too much of a dingleberry to take it. Maybe it's something as simple as having a basic multi-screwdriver like a Klein 11-in-1. Somebody in your crew having a hammer or a hatchet with a hammerhead on it. Could be, I don't know, one of those little pump drillers. You guys know what I mean? Like the little thing, it's got and you push it and pump it like you're doing the shake weight.
Oh, yes.
It drills a hole.
Oh, yes. I've got a big black one of those. Shake weights, that is.
I believe it.
Yeah, it's best when you do it like that.
You really
It gets the tries going. Yeah. I'm telling you, whoever thought of that, whoever thought, like, that person's like they had good intentions, right? They did. They're like, dude, no, like it adds the resistance and you're getting the biceps and the triceps and they had the whole shebang, and then they got in front of that crew to sell it, right? They got men, women, black, white. They're like, no, and this is my favorite exercise. They got their hand wrapped around there. They're just going to town. And then they were like,
Wait a minute.
fuck.
Wait a minute. Wait a
Fuck.
minute.
And everyone like, and they're all doing the quiet laugh where no one's seeing it, but you see the shoulders and the tears are coming down. Like, look what this motherfucker just did in front of us. This was great.
And you know, the people that did the original infomercial for that shit were all dying inside.
Oh God.
Like Hide the Pain Harry sitting there.
Right. I mean, that was like literally like a step below porn. They're like, hey, listen, you got a little dick, ain't gonna make it, but you know what you can do? I got something for you. All right, can you do this? All right, can you do two of them at the same time? And they're like, yeah, like, hey, we're gonna give you a nominal salary and you're gonna have no self-respect ever again.
I'm sorry I even brought up that tool.
Yeah, like the whole chat's like,
I'm sorry.
We did not come. We almost came full circle, and then Metal gave Andrew a way out to just fucking derail everything with the fucking shake weight. Oh God, we needed that.
But no, legit have tools that you can use that are not powered. But if you do have to use powered things, make sure you have a way to implement powered things, but always have them things on you.
Mhm.
Oh my God, trying to catch up on the chat.
While you're doing that, I'll try tying it in after all that. When we're changing culture as Minutemen, and we have a good idea, which is our Constitution, liberty, preservation of life,
Freedom.
You have a good idea, but if you go about it wrong when presenting it to other people, you're just like that guy with the shake weight. Great idea. Worst way to go about it ever. And that's how you end up looking to people that are normies. I tried tying that in. That's all I got. But essentially,
I will say it was a smashing success. It was.
Yeah. Thanks.
You're quite welcome. Guys, it's a sad day. I am almost out of Puncher's Chance.
No, that's really bad, Metal. You should go get some more. That's Mike Tyson's whiskey. You need to go get some more. I'm just saying, listen, what you need to do is go get some more of my whiskey. Mike Tyson, if you're watching, I'm just fucking joking. I'm just joking.
Mike.
Yeah. Please don't punch me in the face.
You would have owned Paul. We know
Mike,
I owned Paul. We've talked about that.
We have. Mike, you were still Iron Mike in my book, and I don't know how much they paid you to. I mean, it must have been a lot. Because that little fucker needed. You know what? He needs to be knocked the fuck out. Like one of those, like where he wakes up, like knocked out so fucking hard where he wakes up, goes, ah! And then fucking knocks back out again. Like that's how hard he needed to be fucking hit.
Iron Mike, in your video game, Lil Mac, dude that's like this big on the screen, jumps up and hits Glass Joe. He looked like Glass Joe. You could have done that.
Yeah. It would have been epic
all
too.
All of us 80s kids being like, yes, it came to pass. But we missed it. We missed that opportunity. Like, I think the timeline must have diverged right before that match that we didn't get to see that.
Fucking Paul sold his soul to the devil. That's all I'm saying. Like that guy. Like, there's always someone tougher than you. And don't worry. One day you'll find out. One day you'll find out.
Randall brought up something very important. A meat grinder. A lot of people overlook that. Meat grinders are very important whenever it comes to being prepared.
Oh, my bad. I thought that my bad. The meat
And
grinder.
also
That's what I called it.
A deli slicer, a meat slicer, something to like cut the meats when you process them.
So not the meat grinder. Okay.
No, he's not talking about my ex-wife.
I thought she was the sperm burper.
Well, depending on
is that
what
the
day
one
of
that
the
gets?
week.
Is that the one that gets us shut down? It might be.
That might be. Out of everything else that we talked about tonight, if that's what gets us shut down, I don't know what to say.
Right. Like,
We earned it.
yeah.
But no, do you guys have any questions about anything before we start signing out of here? Oh, a meal grinder. I'm saying a meat grinder too.
No,
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah, meal grinder for grain. I was just picking up. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I get the meal grinder. I was thinking meat grinder too. Like I saw it out of the corner of my eye.
Apparently, people aren't wanting to do that with a mortar and pestle, right? Yeah.
Just like the shake weight.
That's right. That look was disturbing. Just so you know, I'm going to replay your eyes when you did that. Yeah.
You're welcome. You got that for free, by the way, and I know how much you love free shit.
I do. I'm a cheap ass. Brings on a gear shifter. That's good. Bobby B, always a pleasure.
Care,
I have to say, this has been a fantastic live.
Glory, thanks for coming out, man.
Yep, Glory, and I was reading the stuff that Glory was going through. I wasn't. We weren't dodging your stuff there.
Welcome right at the tail. Hit the replay, bro. You're not going to want to miss this one. Not going to want to miss this.
Yeah. This was a fantastic evening, as always. Metal, salute, sir. Fantastic studio, fantastic broadcast. Josiah, man, another friend. That's the way I see it. Another friend to me,
likewise, brother,
to the community, and just a great live. Like I was excited about this one, and it was over fucking whelming. You know what I'm saying? Like truly, this was good.
This
absolutely
is packed with a lot of density to it. There's a lot here. Josiah, any final words, brother?
That's what she said.
Phrasing.
But no,
Chris Brooks knows about density.
Honestly, just looking at everyone's chat messages here as we're going on, wish you all the best. Hope to meet some of you in person. Keep doing what you know is right and keep preparing. Always be ready. Feel free to check out that video I have on my channel. I know some of you popped in late. A lot of things have been going on in my life, being self-employed, 4 different arms to that. And I got married 2 years ago, always renovating something in our house. We completely gutted it, start over. And things
are a
little
amazing
crazy.
Job, by the way.
Thank you, brother.
You are welcome.
But that's why there's not updated content. But you all have given me really good spark, and I definitely want to keep giving back. So sub to that channel, and you will see me soon.
You might see him on my channel. You might see me on his channel. Just saying. Just saying.
I support that, yeah. Sub both of these guys right here.
And this guy in the middle.
Yes. Definitely ACR.
Well, only if you want to. I'm not going to twist your arm. I'm just going to make you drink whiskey with me. That's all. That's worth it. Right. And possibly get incriminating video of you playing with the shake weight. That might happen. Blackmail rules. That's all I'm saying. That's
What company did you start? Okay. So self-employed. I do photos and videos in a professional application. So I'm a media guy. And then I also do contracting as a sub for another company. And then I have a few other tech related, social media related things, kind of playing into that nerd realm, but then also somewhat of a blue collar. The hair and the beard, I don't know. I'm just kind of like it's kind of that facade, if you will. Like I want people to kind of look at me and be like, what kind of a hippie just walked in here? Well, actually, I'm packing. Actually, I can get down with all of the M81 Woodland bros. And
the video with the Rit dyeing the gear is like your number one video.
Yeah.
And it's awesome. And it works amazing.
Do I have? Ooh, okay. Let me show you this, guys. Here's a freebie. If you want surplus gear, if you want something that's good and cheap, I have it right back here. Let me grab it quick.
As he grabs the shake weight.
Nope. This. It's going to be hard for me to get it all in frame. Hopefully you can still hear me. This is on eBay. If you go and look up, let me see exactly what this.
Is it the Flick or the PLC?
Yeah. Well, it's similar. It's by GCS. If you search up the HGEAR, if you go GCS Golf Charlie Sierra on eBay, you will find these. It's a split rig. And I put surplus pouches. They only made these for the Air Force, for their, I guess, combat, well, not combat, but like foot patrols. And it goes on just like all of these newer LBEs, $200-$300. I paid like $40 for this. Yeah. And it just goes on and it sets exactly right where you would want it. I have 8 mags up here, medical pouch, 2 canteens, knife, small pouches for flashbangs, things like that.
We don't have those, by the way.
Well, a little bit of redneck ingenuity can get you somewhere. And a spot for a dump pouch. And then this is a hydration carrier. So for under $50, you can get that frame to build off of. It's a newer Molly version of the old Alice rig. And you can find surplus pouches. You can have a pretty nice sustainment kit for
pretty fly gear on a budget.
Yeah.
Hell, I bet even with the pouches, you can probably come in under about 100, which again is still cheaper than what you get on. I like that. I like the openness because a lot of people have been doing videos now because it's summer. It's hot as shit. I'm the only retard wearing a fucking plate carrier and mags in Texas, mowing my fucking yard like a moron. But something like that really opens up and again, it's affordable, $50. And you know what? Guess what, folks? You don't have to buy all the pouches at the same time. Like, hey, this week I'm going to take $20-$30. I'm going to get this. Next week I'm going to buy the canteen pouches. The next week I'm going to get my IFAC. The next week I'm going to get the butt pack or whatever. It doesn't have to be. You don't listen to Tactical Todd. He's a fucking retard. He's an idiot. Don't do things at your speed. It's okay. It's okay. You don't have to be first in this race. You just have to finish.
Absolutely.
Yep, and all of those pouches are either ACU or the Air Force Digital Tiger Stripe. I Rit dyed all of those. Look at that short that I have on my channel. I give you the recipe. You'll probably want to do dark brown and a version of green, either dark green or Kelly green. And then I have the instructions.
Wait, hold on. You don't like the digital pattern? Sorry. I couldn't even keep a straight face with that one.
I will say, if you live in an area where there's a lot of slate, the ACU and the ABUs, they actually do work pretty good.
Yeah.
If it's a foggy day, ACU does work okay. I have used it in the snow and fog, and it worked fine. However, that was my rain gear because I buy surplus stuff too, and you can't quite dye rain gear right. So, Josiah, did you see DJ's comment?
And red dye is cheap, just so y'all know. Red dye is like you buy a big bottle of that, and you're going to be dyeing the shit out of like everything. Like you got a little bit goes a long way. That's all I'm saying.
Dye up the beard. It's red dye.
You could camouflage
Yeah,
beard. That'd be
okay. Metalhead's gonna get this. Mike Portnoy. Yeah, I'll be doing the Mike Portnoy. Well, you get this too, Josiah. You listen to that stuff with me.
Oh yeah.
Josiah is also a metal guy too.
Absolutely.
So I think we've made it there. I think we've made it there.
I think we made it there.
Yep, right at 2 hours.
It's our final little toast to you guys, to your chat. Thank you for coming out. We do this for you guys. All of you that watched but you didn't get in the chat, you should probably get in the chat next time. Josiah, thank you for taking the time to come in here and go into all of this with us. It was very profound. It was amazing. And I think you articulated the points that we need to make so well. Thank you for doing that.
Thank you for having me.
Andrew, as always, I love having you as an MC, brother.
I try. Cheers, everyone. Bottoms up. There we go. Oh, yes. Well, gang, we made it to Wednesday. We made it through Wednesday. You got 2 more days until the weekend. Okay. I mean, you're welcome.
Friday
We're
Eve.
here. Friday. Yes. Thank you. Friday Eve. Metal, do you have a live this weekend?
I am currently, we are currently on baby watch for granddaughter number 2. So we're waiting for Punky to get here, and we're like, we don't know when we're getting the call. If there is no baby coming, then I will be here.
Okay.
Well, maybe
same
on the
bat
phone,
time, same bat place.
Maybe I'll be on the Green Case Gang phone. Depending if they don't like me here and want to shut it down because I talk too much about the BOR initials for a certain document in the beginning of our,
Hmm.
And what's witnessed all that?
What's new for Josiah? Got any videos coming up? Got any lives coming up? Anything like that? What do you got?
Haven't really thought of lives, but I definitely wanted to update more things onto the channel. Maybe make a video about that. Modern LBE, if all of you would be interested. Just need to make some time, carve out some time, and have a few things swirling around in here. Highly recommend you guys go and check that video that I do have up. It directly talks about this, kind of gives you a little bit more of the vision behind what I'm trying to do here. And I'd like to see you all there.
Outstanding. Yes, go check out his channel. Go watch the stuff. Turn on notifications. Even though YouTube is sometimes a fucker and turns them off for you or unsubs you or does all kinds of stuff, go check stuff out. Do what I do. I try to at least once a week go through all my channels and make sure that I still am sub to everyone that I'm supposed to be sub to, because it does some, what I like to call the fuckery, and does some weird shit. And so go do that. I may be doing a Friday Night Live. We'll see. We got we have some potential stuff going on here this weekend personally, so it just kind of depends. But I will do my best to get a Friday Night Live going around 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. It doesn't have quite the same ring as the Saturday Night Live with ACR Protect, but I do.
Friday Night Foam and Friends.
Friday Night Foam and Friends is pretty good, and any chance I can do a Saturday Night Live and take away from the one that's already syndicated on TV, if I can steal some of you away to come have laughs with me, then I call it a victory. That's what I say.
Winning.
Bigly. I'm not sure who does it better, you or my son. My oldest son, he comes, he goes, I love the black men. He did the way he does it. I can't
the black
fucking
men,
compare.
they're the greatest men. They're men and they're black.
Is the greatest. They're
done
bigly. Yeah, it's so
they got
funny.
the bigly with the things and the stuff, and there's a lot of them. There's a lot of people. Great people.
Great.
I want to throw a comma on what Josiah said. There is a friend of ours, a close personal friend to Josiah and myself, that also has a channel. And I've mentioned him before, and he's got a bigger channel than me. I don't care. I'm not here for all that kind of stuff. I'm just here because I love doing this. Well Done Homestead. Y'all need to check out our boy. Josiah is set up as a mod, and I think he's looking up his channel right now. He can post it in the comment here. I'll keep everything running here so he can post it. Tim has an amazing channel. People love shitting on him because of his cats. He's got a homestead. He's got cats out there keeping the mice away and all that kind of stuff. And some of them are actually pretty cool. Some of them are kind of dicks. But Tim's a great dude. We love him dearly. And yeah, you may end up seeing me on his channel as well as him on mine because we're not that far apart. So,
yeah,
y'all have all the guys like you and Randall are closer. Like I say, closer within hours. We're within an hour.
Yeah.
So,
no, and I will validate that. It is a great channel. I enjoy his stuff. It's a very, very fun channel. A lot of knowledge there too. I am a sucker for a good small channel. I'm serious. Like there are too many of the tactical toms out there that think they know shit, and then come to find out there's some stolen valor or some bullshit where they don't. I said it. Yeah. People out there having Vietnam flashbacks never fucking been to Vietnam. That's all I'm saying.
We're the shoot ballistics dummies because we get them.
Yeah.
I don't have pit viper, sorry. I just have the Mando Dollar General glasses.
Right. Yeah, no, I don't know why they hate on them because of cats. I keep waiting for cats to show up on yours, and I thoroughly enjoy it when they're on Gen X's channel. Like it's the best. Like
I love watching Gen X's when he's like walking and he's got his shoulder cat going. That's awesome.
Yeah,
it's awesome.
I
are too schizo.
Yeah,
Obi was chill enough. He would have just hung out up there, but he's not with us anymore. But the girls, they're just too. Yeah. I want pets, Father. You go to touch them. Pet me with your eyes, freak. Don't touch me.
Yeah, they're cats sometimes have problems. That's okay. I've got a dog, Stella, that sometimes feels the need that she's going to be a parrot and jump up and stand on me and then go and do ninja shit off of me, which is kind of cool. But yeah,
Josiah's cat is much like Stella in those aspects.
Okay, just not 60 pounds
kicking in the door.
Yeah. I'm surprised she hasn't clawed at my door already. She's a 5-year-old tuxedo, and she owns our house. We are privileged to live in
it. That's how they are. Yeah. Stella, she didn't kick in the door. I'm pretty sure she put a listening device in here. We've been bugged this whole time.
I wouldn't put it past her.
No, yeah. Either that or she's put explosives on the door. I'm going to be in for a big surprise when I walk out.
You're going to go to reach for that next beer, and it's going to be hooked to a debt wire. Meanwhile, Harry's over there just happy. He's like the honey badger. He don't give a shit.
He's literally right here. Like he just opened his eye. He heard you say something. He's like, what? What?
Shit. Well, thank you guys for joining us here on this amazing Whiskey Wednesday, Volume 16. Replay crew, thank you for tuning in. Drop them comments in. Replay crew, we love you. You get some free chicken in the beginning that the live guys, as they filter in, they don't get. And that's cool.
Yep.
The live experience, but join the chat for anybody. I'm still here.
There we go. Okay, you caught up.
Here. I am still here. For anybody that is in the replay crew, get in there, do the comments. Anybody just lurking, jump in the chat. We have fun, y'all. We have fun. I'm gonna do it. I'm throwing out a freaking teaser, guys. Make sure you subscribe to the podcast on Spotify, because you will be hearing that gentleman here, that guy. Yeah, he's going to be on the podcast with me here coming up. So stay tuned. Stay tuned.
I would say keep your pants on, but that's no fun. Oh, yeah.
No. Take them off, because Johnny Depp's going to need you to have them off on Friday.
Yeah. Shake weight.
Actually, we'll probably need them off, because you'll need some of our on-brand pucker powder. You will need that application for your own good. If not,
you might have to get a bigger one. You might have to get a bigger container.
I remember the first time Josiah heard that whole "get your butt cheeks tight" thing.
It's a classic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
it really is.
Yeah, I heard
Instant
Joel Thomas do it, and I could do it like Joel Thomas. So I'm like, you know what? Kudos to you, Joel Thomas. Thank you, brother. I love that, because it's perfect. Thank
Always.
you ginger, amazing person. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Whiskey Wednesday has been a smashing success, thanks to all of you and to these two gentlemen. So make sure you're subscribed, doing the things, hitting the bell for all notifications, not just the personalized and the stuff that YouTube goes meh with. Okay. And we'll be back here next week with a Whiskey Wednesday. So tune in for the Tuesday, reminder that it's coming, and we'll get you through to Friday. Okay.
That's what we do.
We are your hump day men.
Yes, we are.
And
you're welcome.
Again, definitely welcome. And thanks again to Josiah for joining the schizo stuff tonight and bringing us back down to earth and reality.
Good evening,
Thanks
one and
for having
all.
me.
We'll catch y'all later.
Take care. Till next time, metal out.